Roseman, Sports Talk New York.
Hey, Barry. In your career, you've only had one other 8-game losing streak back in 2012-13. Obviously, this is a whole different animal. What have you learned about yourself as a coach during this, and how you have to maneuver and what you have to do? What have you learned about yourself during this?
Well, I think, some things haven't changed. I still, it still bothers me to no end. Don't sleep a whole lot when you lose. Try to fix it. The one thing that I think that I've learned is probably a little better emotional control, because no one here is trying to lose. We feel the pressure to try to win. And sometimes it's not necessarily the X and O's part that can get you out of it, but it's more the mental part, how you feel, how a player feels. I mean, if a guy feels like he can't ever score again, he probably won't. So you've got to find ways to either, just a hello in the morning and you can show all the film you want, but it might be just the feeling of, you're a good player, don't doubt that. It's encouragement. It's all that. It's not necessarily X and O's all the time. When we see it in a game, sometimes it is X and O's because you see the mistakes. If someone makes a mistake, it sometimes ends up in the net, and it's very obvious to, everybody that, there was a mistake made and it ended up in the back of the net. So, you sometimes dwell on those things too much and not dwell on a lot of good things that we did. We sometimes dwell so much on the results, not the process. We've been played some good teams, and we've hung in with some good teams with a lineup that is not our lineup per se, but we haven't won games. So it's built a little bit, but we did it a little bit on the front end with the group when it was healthy. We got into a little bit of a funk, and then no one saw the COVID and all the other stuff coming. We knew it was around, but the way it hit us so quickly, everybody was doing the protocols, all that, but can you get a handle on COVID? So it hit us and it put us in a real bind, and it's put us in a tailspin. So we've just got to get out of it. And as much as it is, it's just mental. You got to feel good about yourself. And it's hard when you've lost, a number of games in a row. We don't have your team. I mean, it's easy to find the negatives, and you just look at the record, and that's a negative. And trust me, everybody knows it. You guys remind us of it. The players know it. They feel it somehow as a group, and hopefully with getting guys back, getting trusting in what we do and trusting each other, and just getting the joy back in our game and playing, using our energies in the right area. That hopefully will get us, to me, it's no different than when you get in these long losing streaks. You felt like you're never going to win again. And I can, from experience, I remember, in my early years trying to get through that first round, it was, you couldn't get through it. I think you take four or five cracks at it before you got through it. And then once you got through it, then you're in the second round all the time. So I think the streaks are like that. You get your first win and it just starts to go. You start to feel it. It's a weight off your shoulders, all that. So to me, it's the mental part through these long losing streaks, which we've had.